Muppet Show!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture
To have to watch the show.
It's time to get things started on the most
sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Time when things are shifting. There can be a new world order out there.
Let's clap for that, you stupid bastard.
This would be the time because you really need world order, financial world order.
This alternative vision argues that ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
We are here to develop the great narrative, the story for the future. But in order to shape the future, you have first to imagine the future, you have to design the future, and then you have to execute.
Issue.
But
no, look, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in legislation.
Ireland is committed to upholding the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Let there be no doubt about where Ireland stands. We want nothing to do with a backward-looking idea of sovereignty.
It's the new Ireland.
It is though. It is the new Ireland. It's the whites are going extinct here now, so we're taking over.
As Deputy mentioned, not at all in the civil service, which is very white, including the Department of Equality, for example, and that actually needs to change. So we need to have, I think, a target for people who come from ethnic minority backgrounds, but also dedicated recruitment campaigns to encourage people, because we do need a generation of young people growing up in Ireland who are people of colour to see black and brown school principals, judges, Keane Corla perhaps in the future.
If it was any other country, any other peoples would be burning down the homes and shoving them out the country. But because white people are so tolerant, so far all we've done is demos, but that will come to an end, and I assure you. And we don't involve ourselves in gratuitous violence and terrorism. We're white people. We desolate continents, we wipe out civilizations, and we start world wars. So far we've been tolerant, but you wait until that tolerance is gone. We're no longer willing to tolerate the rape, robbing and extortion and theft of our identity.
Am I alive?
Yeah.
Tagaran you whale taktar saria Ogle garma hurley more the whaley plain ni fanky has gone. It's a rugat there na galv. Oro shidava walya, oro shidava walya, oro shidava walya.
It must not be the UK. One of the fastest, easiest and cheapest places to live and work in right now is the Republic of Ireland.
Oro shidava walya, ahanisher haktan tauri.
When governments fear the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny.
We need to see an independent review of what went wrong. We also need to see a real commitment from government to tackle and target the far right.
I'm very concerned about the rise of the far right.
Ireland's mainstream media and political parties and An Garda Síochána have been creating a narrative over the past few years that multiculturalism and diversity is good for the Irish communities. They have hidden many rapes and attacks that have been committed by violent criminals who have come in here. If this isn't an eye-opener to the world right now, that last Thursday's events, which included foreign national coming into this country, stabbing and attacking multiple children at a school, at a Gael school in Ireland, that the entire world would not have heard about this attack if it hadn't been for the riots that pursued afterwards. There was more outrage about riots and burned out cars and robbed businesses than there was about the attack on 3 young Irish children. That's how corrupt this country is, and that's how An Garda Síochána and our government have done things these past few years. Every single crime that's been committed, rapes, murders, you name it, have been hidden to control the narrative that multiculturalism and diversity is good. But I want you to pause for a second and just think of that. The world would not have known that a foreign immigrant who has been previously known to An Garda Síochána attacked 3 kids and other victims also at a Gael school. The world would not have known about this only for the riots. Now here's my 2 cents on the riots, and it's only my 2 cents. Buildings and businesses can be restocked and repaired. Vehicles are usually insured, can be repaired and replaced. What cannot be repaired and replaced is innocent life that's being spilt in this country because of imported criminals coming into this country without border checks. Not immigrants, but actually foreign imported criminals. Make no mistake, to keep Irish people safe, and not just the Irish people, but those who came here for a better life, the only way you can keep them safe, the only way you can protect them, is by ensuring that those who come into this country are strongly vetted, and those who commit crimes in this country are deported straight away. There is no keeping anyone safe when you leave the doors open to third world countries and people with moral values different than that of what's of Irish morals. It's time to make Ireland safe, and the only way to do that is by retaking the country and getting it away from the international scumbags, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, the Greens, and make sure it doesn't fall into the hands of Marxist scumbags, Sinn Féin, People Before Profit and Labour. Erin Go Bragh.
I've heard it all now. Don't tell me more. The government of Ireland are doing quite poor. If it's not terribly bad that they call us far right, now we have privilege because we are white. White privilege, they say, in an unapologetic way, to the people that fought to just have a say. Please tell me where in history we found this to be, because I'm getting quite angry. You totally missed me. See, our history tells different. I'm sure you want me to share. I'd give a brief outline so I don't give you a scare. We endured a great famine, genocide some would say, for the meat, eggs and fish were taken away. We were sold into slavery, but there's no movies to tell of how Cromwell sent thousands to a Barbados hell. Sure, the penal laws, they were rosy, have a read will you please, where the light from your windows taxed so you could not see. 800 years of occupation, which brought about a war that brought the black and tans to every Irish door. We saw signs in shop windows, no dogs or paddies please, so where is this white privilege that I'm finding hard to believe? We had the sin of not being married, to the mother home for ye, where if your baby was pretty, it was sold for a fee. And the young boys, they didn't escape it, the Christian brothers got their fill, they buggered, battered and raped, and the boys just lost their will. So now we have some history, let's bring it to today. A forced banking debt maybe, or do we just push that away? So our privilege today in Ireland is to be called the far right, for saying enough is enough and putting up a fight. The fight this time is not from outside, it is from within. The poison spilled on the working class is nothing but a sin. So stick your white privilege where the sun don't shine, you self-hating Irish shell. The people of this country have caused no crime on anyone else's will.
This is the calm before the storm, before the surge. And when it comes, and it will come, never will so many ask so much of so few.
We have to prepare for a more angry world, and how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action to create a fairer world.
As a country, we need to reclaim Ireland. We need to take it away from the cowards who hide behind masks and try to terrify us with their violence. We need to reclaim Ireland from the unscrupulous who prey on the fears of those easily led into darkness. And we need to reclaim Ireland from the criminals who seek any excuse to unleash horror on our streets.
Scoop Irlanda, book Irlanda. I tell you, book Irlanda.
The monolithic societies they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented.
I can't believe you are doing this. You know what you're doing to this community. You know what you're doing to us. Honest to God, you know what you're doing to us. We heart is broken. I swear to God. You're going to stop your upset me as well. This is desperate what you're doing to us. You understand this. You understand this. I can't live here. This whole community. My heart is broken. What are you doing? What are you actually doing?
History is truly at a turning point.
Here's our next speaker from Jamaica. He is an activist and has experienced hate crime and hate speech directly.
Ireland, how you feeling? We tell them love and hate can never be friends.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the deathless eyes.
Like, what's with this racist country called Ireland? Like, why? Like, why do you take people's children, yeah? Migrants' children, yeah? Who's been in this country for 20 years, yeah? Oppress the parents, put the children in school and teach them your history. How do you get off, like, how do you do these things? These are the most racist people in the world. You don't oppress people's parents, children's parents, who are supposed to take care of them and provide for them, and then teach them your history. That's called abuse. I'm calling all black countries in the world to look at this. I'm calling every nation in the world, my country, Africa, and every nation that my children and myself are a part of, to look at these people and what they're doing. They're taking our children and separating our families, men and women together. Separate families, yeah? Bring our children to their school to teach them their history, right? While their father can't even provide for the children. What does your history do for my children, my black children? What does it do? Show me. Give me a job out there that me learning your history can go get me a job right now as a black man. Show me.
I'm coming to take over. As a foreigner, as a migrant, as an immigrant, I am coming to take over. And I'm going to succeed, and I'm going to be on top of you. I'm going to drive the best cars. I'm going to have the biggest house. I'm going to have the biggest, most flourishing business in your face. And if you don't like it, guess what you can do? You can fucking find the airport and you can leave. I do not care about your indigenousness. If you have a problem with people's progression, then you need to find some island to go where there's no progression, where there's nothing there, and you need to sit there and wait for your turn to go.
What we have to confront is a deep, systemic, and structural restructuring of our world.
Where we're going into the future. There's a lot of, I think, political cowardice around this across the chamber. But certainly we cannot expect in a modern European city in which I live that we can hop in our car whenever we want, drive wherever we want, and park wherever we want, regardless of how damaging that is for the environment. Those days are over.
They are fully in support of the Gardaí and feel that the only response that people involved in this sort of criminality and writing understand is a good, honest, decent beating. And I'll be blunt about it. You probably cannot say that, but I'll be blunt. That's what people want to see.
When you think about it, all law, all legislation is about the restriction of freedom. That's exactly what we're doing here, is we are restricting freedom, but we're doing it for the common good. You will see throughout our constitution, yes, you have rights, but they are restricted for the common good.
There is an entity in this world pushing hate, an international elite we will call the deep state. Divide and conquer is the game that they play. Black versus white, straight versus gay. But imagine an Ireland where we all come together, put our differences aside and unite for the better. They try to restrict on how we behave, but in truth, they want humanity enslaved. They wage war on our nations by opening our borders like puppets on a string, or politicians blindly follow orders. Divide and conquer is just what they do. They want to see me fighting you. The war that we fight isn't about race. It's the survival of my people's heritage and rightful place. An Ireland for all is a wonderful theory, but exactly where does that leave my people? I need to query. Multiculturalism and diversity seem to put my people last. Equality for all just seems to want to burn Ireland's past. Our heritage, our culture, we have the right to protect. But racist we are called by those we elect. The nation's people must all stand as one, or Ireland as a nation will be done. Black or white, straight or gay, left or right, standing together. No matter our differences, we must endeavour. The real enemy we face are the heads of the state, standing together and entrusting some fate, that with God on our side, victory is assured But unfortunately for many, sacrifices need to be endured. The puppet masters hide behind anonymity. They attack our country and our people's vulnerability. Turning me against you, turn the majority against the few. Use the mouthful pieces in media to push fear and hate. We must bypass the actors before it's too late. Of this I'm sure we will win. Their narrative is crumbling and failing. They have tried to destroy your fate so they could push division and hate. Good will always triumph over evil. With love in our hearts we will conquer the devil. My country is mourning with the attack on its people, but soon the mass will awaken and no longer be sheeple. We rise with Irish blood and fight for our land, standing together as one. We will save Ireland. Erin Go Bragh.
I really would ask people to try and avoid connecting crime with migration. It's not right.
Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Luftballons auf ihrem Weg zum Horizont. Denkst du vielleicht grad an mich? Dann singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99 Luftballons, dass sowas von sowas kommt.
We can do this. If we encounter obstacles, we'll overcome them.
Doch ob wir gut mit ihnen zusammenleben können, das liegt auch an den Menschen in Deutschland.
99 nights of the air, ride super high-tech jet fighters. Everyone's a silver hero.
He arrived here in Germany in 2016 and has been arrested on suspicion of murder, aggravated assault and dangerous assault.
Truck plowing through the wooden stalls, going nearly 90 yards before coming to a stop.
Buy a bag of balloons with the money we've got. Set them free at the break of dawn. Till one by one they were gone. Back at base, box in the software, flash the map. message. Something's out there, floating in the summer sky. 99 red balloons go by. 99 dreams I have had, and every one a red balloon. It's all over and I'm standing pretty in this dust that was a city. If I could find a souvenir just to prove the world was here. And here is a red balloon. I think of you and let it go.
They will claim we should accept that immigrants are going to commit crimes, and that we should accept this because Irish also commit these very same crimes. Thank goodness for this underclass of immigrants who are willing to work for far less than those awful locals. What's a few stabbed innocent children? What's a few Aisling Murphys, Aidan Moffats and Michael Schnees, so long as your every whim is catered for with minimal outlay? But I will counteract that statement. Imagine if it was your son who was murdered, or your daughter who was raped by an illegal immigrant. The truth is simply this: your son or your daughter would not have been victims had Ireland's borders protected them. Aisling Murphy would still be alive. Aidan Moffat and Michael Schnee would still be alive. All the victims of imported criminals would now be alive and unharmed. As of now, Ireland has a duty of care not only to the Irish Indigenous people, but also to all citizens who have chosen Ireland to live in. Aisling Murphy, just 23 years young, just wanted to go for a jog. Ireland should have been a safe country for a woman to go for a jog. Aidan Moffat, aged 42, and Michael Schnee, aged 58, just wanted to go on a date. Their only crime was being gay and meeting an imported Islamic extremist who wanted to kill all gays. Ireland should have been a safe country for our gay folks. The victims of the Gaelscoil Cláiste Mhóra terrorist attack shows that Ireland's children are no longer safe, even just going to school, because another imported criminal who was known to An Garda Síochána decided to attack them. The day that you believe that it's racist to want to protect your own children and Indigenous people, the day you believe that it's far right to protect your own country and culture, is the day you become a treasonous, anti-Irish enemy of our country. And everything your ancestors fought and died for, you have sold out because you are weak. No matter what race, ethnicity or sexuality that person has, we cannot protect them with open border policies. The only way we can keep Ireland's Indigenous people and its legal citizens safe is to close the borders and deport all illegal immigrants and all immigrants who have committed serious crimes now, not tomorrow. It's time to make Ireland safe again. Use common sense and wake the fuck up, era.
Of how we can really create, I would say, a new world order. We have to prepare for a more angry world, social revolution, anger on the streets. We are at a rupture point. Turning point of humankind.
Amidst Ireland's streets, crime's menacing plight, the forgotten homeless hidden from sight, youth's exodus, their dreams taking flight, media's deception obscuring what's right, population plantation, our souls in the fight. Yet Irish men and women, with hearts so bold, rise against injustice, their spirits untold, shielding the homeless, a hand to uphold, youth's voices echoed, their stories unfold. Together in unity, their power unfolds. In the heat of chaos, crime's grip they defy, Irish souls resilient, courage amplified, advocating for justice with voices unified, media's falsehood shattered, truth clarified, population plantation, their resolve fortified. Across Ireland's lands, resilience takes hold, inequality challenged, their compassion unfolds. Irish hearts beating with empathy untold, a cycle disrupted, new stories to be told. Population plantation is grip growing cold. United they rise, a beacon of light, Irish men and women, fierce in their might, defying the darkness with courage ignite, reviving dreams, restoring hope, shining bright. For in Ireland, where grieving souls reclaim their right.